One UI 5 versus a One UI 6, guys. This here is the S23 Ultra running the latest One UI 6 Beta 1, and this here is the A53 running the latest One UI 5.1. What is available, of course, for those phones. And I wanted this comparison video because there is a high chance I'm going back to One UI 5.1 always update. A lot of you are telling me it's battery smooth and there are some camera enhancements. I need to probably test this, but One UI 6 versus One UI 5, I want to do this video to show you like the basic differences. And of course, we're gonna start here from the always on display, guys. So S23 Ultra One UI 6, this is the always on display. A53 One UI 5, okay, One UI 5.1. A double tap here will bring us to the lock screen. A double tap here will also bring us to the lock screen. I'm using also the very same wallpaper from the Gazelle app. I'm going to put a link down below, guys, so that you're able to download this application and also get this very nice and cool wallpaper. And the first thing we are going to compare is the lock screen, the always on display, and of course the animation between the lock screen and the always on display. So you already are able to see some differences. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to enter here and show you guys the settings that are available. There are some differences and you should be able to see it, although it might look the same. One of the biggest differences here, guys, is the fact that you can now not only enlarge the clock on One UI 6, but you can also move it around, and it's locked on One UI 5.1, so you're not able to do this here. Besides this, it seems that we have also some new fonts available in One UI 6 that are not available in One UI 5, and that's probably one of the biggest differences. Now, using some good look modules like Lockstar, you're able to also use widgets on the lock screen. This is available on One UI 5 and also One UI 6, but one of the biggest differences here is again the fact that you're able to just move the clock around, and you cannot do this here on One UI 5. And with that said, guys, I'm going to proceed to show you the unlocking animation. Boom, now I'm unlocking the phone, and I'm going to also try to unlock this phone. Android 13, guys. Android 13 One UI 5.1, Android 14, this here is the One UI 6. I'm using the very same settings where I can, so you can just see here we have the hint, the navigation gesture, and also this hint here to allow us, of course, to go through some of the applications. Now, I'm gonna go back to the main screen, guys, and try to show you the main difference, but you probably already are able to see something. I'm going to go straight away to the settings and show you. First thing you're gonna notice, guys, is there is a new font. New default font everywhere in Android 14 One UI 6. This is really better. I think it looks really better. It kind of is a bit narrower and then what we have here in One UI 5, so probably can get more information there. It's easier to read, so I kind of like it. I don't know what the font's name is because it just says default font, but that's one of the biggest first things you're gonna see, and you have to be blind to not see something else. The first big change here is the notifications. So see what we have in Android 13 One UI 5, like we have these very tiny gaps, and here, guys, this looks more like stock Android 14. I like it. It's more pronounced, and all the notifications, really the space is a bit more pronounced, and it's just easier, pleasantly more better for the eye to consume the same information. Here they're kind of like stacked. This looks a bit more like also iOS. Definitely for me that's the better thing, but okay, don't get shocked if I do like this. We're gonna see a very standard One UI, okay, One UI 5.1 quick toggle settings, right? And it kind of looks cool with the bar here and the clock, and yeah, nothing like this, guys. One UI 6 drastically changes the quick settings. We have three very pronounced sections here. The, let's say, wireless controls, which is the Bluetooth and also the Wi-Fi. Then we have all the quick toggles here, right? Same is in the middle. And then we have one whole section for the display. So eye comfort shield, dark mode, very easily, guys. Usually on One UI 5, you get like a dark mode is a toggle here. You have it here, very distinct section. And also another section, guys, for the smart view and for the device control, right? So if you want to go back, you can access the media output. This is how the media output looks like, all right? And yeah, there is also something else I want to talk about. I'm gonna get to this. This is the media player. I believe it's also important, but before we go there, guys, see also the toggles, right? The toggles in One UI 6 absolutely redesigned, right? And if you think that's not the case, then allow me to go inside the settings, and I'm gonna start with it. I'm gonna go inside the connections, guys, and I wanna show you something, right? You think that it looks the same, but it's not. These toggles here are really different, so I'm gonna kill the Wi-Fi, put it back right? This is the toggle here in One UI 5, and this is the toggle in One UI 6. I'm gonna go here into vibration intensity. Okay, vibration intensity, boom. We have not only the new toggles here, but we have also these new bars, okay, and it looks really better now. See guys, it's just better because here, right, it's so easy, and when you press it, it also doubles down, right? Let's see, it becomes really twice as thick. So aesthetically, I believe that the One UI 6 is a bit more pleasing to the eye, but there are plenty of other new changes. One of the biggest changes that you're gonna see here is first the new quick panel, and of course the new font, because this new font is going to be everywhere. And there is also a bonus, guys. There is this setting in One UI 6. When you do it like this, you directly get to the quick settings, right? You cannot do this on One UI 5.1. Plenty of other things. Now, I'm not going to focus too much on functionality or animations. I just want to focus really on the fundamental design and really show you how different One UI 6 is from One UI 5. Now, something else, guys. Let's go inside. Let's try to search for YouTube. Okay, I'm going to try to do the same here. So in One UI 5, when you open your search box, you go to the YouTube, you click on an application, guys, you're going to have the option to locate the app, add it to home and app info. But in One UI 6, guys, you get more and more of these clever things that actually we know starting from Android 12, like directly be able to search for some key settings, right? Like volume directly here from the search bar, and even access some things like, okay, YouTube Shorts, subscription. So it's a bit more dynamic. People hated so much the stock Samsung player only because of, you know, the way things were displayed in the notifications, and I mean, I can understand why. It's very boring, right? And at the same time, Android released this like sperm bar and people are going crazy. But see here, guys, boom, this really tops it. I right now believe that this is probably the best implementation that we've seen, because let me show you something, guys. Not only does this change dynamically, I'm gonna try to play a very different song right now. I'm just playing something very random here. See guys, every time you play something, right, it will adapt a different color. It will take information from the thing that you are playing on the screen, and it looks really, really very cool. But besides this, you have here this wave, which is very nice, and it also represents kind of like the information that is going on right now on the song, and not so boring compared to what we have in the original section. And when you click here on the media output, guys, it's gonna be the same. So definitely we can see this is One UI 6, this here is One UI 5. I did a lot of videos covering what is new inside One UI 6 and also about the animations, but just have in mind that a lot of these things are going to probably change. Something though that will not change is actually the Samsung keyboard. And why is that important? Well, because Samsung apparently redesigned all of their emojis. So if I am to click here, guys, you can just see, right, all of the emojis in One UI 5, right, everything actually has been redesigned. So if I am even to go to the animal emojis, guys, you can just see there are right now new emojis. But of course, probably the most emojis that people use are this one here with the emoji faces. I don't really care, honestly, too much about this. Some people don't like them, some people like them, but the fact is that they're a bit different. And honestly, okay, let me just give my standpoint on emojis. This here looks better, kind of a bit more modern, right? This looks like from an old Android. This thing here look bit better, I do believe. So also new emojis in One UI 6 compared to One UI 5. Now, guys, let me go back in the settings. I want to show you something else. There are other things in One UI 6, guys. You have here a more pronounced icon. This is right now, I'm using Registar, so you cannot see my email there, right? But you can just see the very old and boring One UI 5 style. When you scroll to the down, guys, you have the same bouncing animation. The settings, menu settings already has been redesigned, but there are some new changes. So let me just show you guys the first probably big thing that you can see. And let's start from the top. We have the connection, the connected devices, the modes and routine sounds. So until notifications is one and the same. And then, guys, for the very first time, we have a whole battery section, which in One UI 5 is just buried under device care. So we have battery and device care. Here we have battery, and then device care is a whole thing on its own. And let me just show you guys, if I go inside the battery, you're gonna see that the whole section actually has been redesigned. New bar here, else a lot of the things are there, but the way that the statistics is shown is a bit more different, right? And if we go to more settings or more battery settings, you're gonna pretty much see the very same settings. But now again, the battery menu is a standalone menu. So there are more changes. If we go inside security and privacy, you're gonna see for the very first time that there is something called the auto blocker, and this thing doesn't really exist. So if you go inside the security here on the One UI 5, we don't have the auto blocker. This will prevent you from installing manual apps from APK or even by some malicious commands when you hook up the the phone to the PC using ADB whatsoever. Permission manager, okay, and you can just see, guys, here it's better, right? Why? Because you can see the permissions, right, and you can also see all the applications. Now the same information is also here, right? Because if I click on view all the permissions, I'm going to be able to see, you know, which application was accessing what up. But here it's different. Design is a bit more different. It's all in one section, guys. And the way that it's presented like this, I think this is absolutely better. Else you pretty much get the same idea. You can go and check for the last 7 days, right? But here the main difference is that the design has been changed. You can just see here nearby devices, contacts. And also, guys, what I do like is instead of only having contacts and Viber and let's say photos and videos and just have here only the very first icon of the first application, you have the multiple applications that are stuck. So Android 14 definitely looks better. And now, guys, I can probably also show you some folder opening and closing. Now, have in mind that this is not going to be the final animations. I'm not sure about it, but everybody's saying, hey, this is not going to be the final animations. You know, these animations from One UI 6, they really suck. I don't really care about this because I know that I'm going to be testing all the betas until, you know, they're there. But right now, guys, this should be taken with a pinch of salt. This here is the volume rocker, okay, nothing here, not so standard, but again, we have the very different, well-pronounced and thicker bars, right? And when you click them, they become bigger like this. So it's just different, guys. I'm not saying it's better, it's different, but at the end of the day, we have so many little things that are there. Eventually, I think One UI 6 is going to be really a good implementation. But guys, those are some very nice phones to be used for mobile photography. I hope so, at least they're serious. So as you can expect, there also changes inside the camera. The first thing when you open the camera is you get this menu here, right? See something, guys. I'm in a photo mode, and directly from here, I can choose the megapixel size like 12 and 50 and 200, okay? And it looks a bit better. If I am to go to the video size, you can just see also from the video size, the super steady icon, which is hanging here, has been changed to something else here. So we have this whole new menu, and it looks a bit more intuitive. Also very easy for you to access filters, and there are plenty of other new settings, guys. There are really so many that I'm sure that I'm gonna do in this video. It's gonna be a long video, and I'm sure that I'm going to still be missing something. One such thing, for example, is the so-called advanced intelligence options that allow you to do pictures without any kind of processing, and in exchange of this, you know, sacrificing processing will get you quicker shutter speed. So I did so many shorts and videos testing this. Please go watch my other videos. What I'm saying is that apparently there will be more and more changes coming, right? And also the watermark, guys. If I'm to go back here in One UI 5, we have the model name, date and time. Here we have the model name, date, which is different, time, font, alignment. So again, small things, but there are so many, right? Eventually One UI 6 will be a real upgrade to One UI 5, and probably like the biggest visual change to One UI since years, right? I mean, just see here, guys, this is nothing like in common. Like, this doesn't have to be the same. Like, this is absolutely different. And now maybe I can just show you what happens if I'm open the weather. Okay, this is here the weather application on both phones. Okay, so just to show you what happens one more time. Okay, just want to time the animation. All right, but again, animations, we will only compare the animations when we have the beta 2. I did a whole other animation video, else this is how it looks like. Okay, you can just open right now. Let's open the same application, Viber, and then try to minimize it. This is what we have. If I go to the left here, Samsung free, here at Google, but you pretty much know that if you hold your finger like this, guys, you are able to choose something else. And while we're here, let me show something else. If I am to go to wallpaper and style, let's see the color palette, guys. Here we have wallpaper colors, right? We have the basic colors. See, we have 3 menus. Here in One UI 6, right now we only have 2. So I just hope that they are gonna bring the others back, right? So in wallpaper colors here we have 1 to 3 options. Here we have only 2 options. But I think that Samsung will have to add this in. And guys, I really hope that you enjoyed content like this. It takes some time to be created. So if you like it, just, yeah, hit the like button. Support the channel, guys. Don't forget to come for more. And if you're gonna get in contact with me, just look me up on Twitter or just post something in the VST chat. You can ask a question, we can exchange some ideas. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, VST over and bye.